guys, tonight we're going to make chicken Milanese. It's going to be awesome. It's a go-to of mine. And we're going to also make some blistered cherry tomatoes with garlic and basil in the oven and some balsamic vinegar to get them nice and caramelized and kind of balance everything out. So it's going to be awesome. The chicken Milanese is crispy and fatty and crunchy, and then the blistered tomatoes on top really give it a nice acidity with the balsamic vinegar. It's awesome. It's a great combination. It's a go-to dinner of mine. I make it all the time. So right now I have some boneless, skinless chicken breasts here on a plastic cutting board over my wooden cutting board. We are going to pound these out a little bit. Sometimes if I'm lazy or if I just don't feel like pounding them out at that time, I will just slice them in half so that they're half lengthwise so that each breast is thinner and then cooks faster on the stove. But tonight I'll put each one in this plastic bag and I'll pound it out. All right, so here we go. Let's get it in here. And I'm going to move my plastic cutting board over here. Whoopsie daisies. Don't you feel like you're always watching me draw something, especially a knife? All right, so we've got this in our plastic bag. I've got my handy mallet right here, and we are going to get pounding. And we want it about a half an inch thick. They're gonna be really big. You could also do this between two sheets of cellophane, of plastic wrap, but I like to do it in a plastic bag for some reason. So then we'll plop this back on our plastic cutting board, and I'm gonna finish the rest, and when I'm finished, I will come back. Hey guys, okay, so I have all my cutlets, all my chicken breasts pounded out. So let's now work on our dredging station. I have some flour here, some all-purpose flour. I have 2 eggs. I'm just going to whisk those up. So we're going to do flour, egg, and then go into the breadcrumbs, our seasoned breadcrumbs. Today, we are using plain breadcrumbs, and I'm going to add some garlic powder and some salt and pepper. We're also going to, but you could use garlic and herb. You could use Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. But we're just using plain dried breadcrumbs today. And we're also going to season our cutlets with salt and pepper before we put them into anything. Okay, so let's get going on that. I have breadcrumbs, dried breadcrumbs. We're gonna need quite a bit. Might even need more than that. Garlic powder. We love garlic in my house. If you don't like it, just leave it out. Quite a bit. And that's it. I'm done with my garlic powder. Into the trash that goes. Okay, salt. Pepper. Let me grab my pepper. Pepper. You know I love my black pepper. We're gonna season like every single layer of this chicken. So we've got the black pepper there. Okay, get that all set up nicely. And we have my chicken. I pounded each one out. And I have a sheet pan here with aluminum foil just waiting for me so that we can just put those on top of there, and then we'll bring everything over to the stove and get that all nice and done. Actually, I can just put the chicken breast back on the cutting board, and I'll put my tomatoes on the sheet pan. Okie doke. Oh, and by the way, we have our oven preheating at 425. Okay, so we've got my breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna kind of mix them up with my hand, get the salt and pepper and the garlic powder all incorporated in there. Perfect. Okay, got my handy tongs here. I'm just gonna spread my breasts out nice and flat so that I can get them seasoned. Careful not to cross-contaminate and get any raw chicken on my wooden cutting board. Okay, and we'll season them up nicely. This is probably one of the favorite dinners in my house. All right, salt, pepper. You know I love black pepper. And I'm just going to flip those over, do the other side, and then start the dredging process. I will dredge one breast and then do the rest, and then I'll meet you back here actually, and we'll get the tomatoes going. But let me show you how I do one breast. This is a great family dinner because it's kind of like, it's chicken tenders. You can slice it up. If you have really picky kids, you can slice it up and, you know, call it chicken tenders. It's basically just breaded chicken, right? Okay, season the other side. Salt, kosher salt, pepper, or pink sea salt. I love pink sea salt. I use that all the time too. I kind of interchange both of them. All right, now let's get the one dredged. I'll show you how to do one, and then we will meet back here. But okay, so first we do the flour. You want to do the flour first. Flour helps the egg to stick, and then the egg helps the breadcrumbs to stick. So just shake off any excess. Put it in our egg here. I like to use one hand for the wet part, the flour and the egg, and then one hand for the breadcrumbs, so I don't get those big giant, you know, breadcrumb claws. All right, so let's get this guy in here. Yummy. One of my favorite dinners, especially since it pleases everyone, which is important. It's important when you have a giant, well, I don't have a giant family. I have 3 kids. But they all like their certain things, you know, but this is a pleaser for everyone. You can probably hear them right now, actually. They're upstairs playing. Okay, so that's one done. I am going to finish up the rest, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so let's get our cherry tomatoes going. Here I have a nice little mixture of different colors, and they're different sizes too. I mean, there's one that's this big and there's one that's this big. These little tiny ones, I'll just leave whole. Most of them are actually pretty tiny. So let's go in here and I'll take out the larger ones and we'll cut those in half. And then in the really large ones, we'll cut into quarters. So let's get that going. You know what? This one is quarters. Quarters, half, half. I love my new knife that my sister got me. This thing is so sharp. I love having a sharp knife to cook with, for sure. All right, perfect. Let's get these on our sheet pan. I have some garlic here, and we are going to, let me just wipe this off a little bit. Had tomato seeds. Okay, so we're going to smash our garlic. I love smashing garlic as opposed to trying to peel the, see, it comes right off. Peel the paper off. It makes it so much easier. All right. We love garlic in this house. If you watch this channel, you know that. All right, let's just give that a quick chop. and get that on our sheet pan. I have my oven preheating and it should be there. Yeah, it's there at 425. And we're gonna pop these in while we cook our Milanese on the stove, because that way they'll be done just about the same time, which will be perfect, because you can pour those hot tomatoes right over your hot chicken breasts. Okay, we've got that on there. We need a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Just a little. This will give it like a really nice vinegary flavor, like a sweet vinegary flavor. And it will also make the tomatoes like kind of caramelize a little bit, which I really like. Pepper. Gotta have your black pepper. And salt. I'm just gonna give these a little toss with my hands. And of course, you cannot forget EVO. Oh, extra virgin olive oil. I could just eat this like this. And you actually could just eat this like this, but. All right, let's get some cut sides down. I always do this when I'm roasting any kind of vegetable or fruit. I put the cut sides down because they'll get nice and caramelized that way, which I really like. Okay. Let's wipe our hands off. I am going to get these in our oven and I'll meet you over at the stove. Hey guys, so our pans have been preheating over medium high heat, and they are ready to go for us down here on the stove. I've got my chicken Milanese over here, so let's get down to the stove so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're here and we've got our olive oil, so olive oil in each pan, and plenty of olive oil in each pan. And let's get our chicken over here. We've got one nice and sizzly. Might need a little more oil in this one. And let's see which one will fit nicely over there. We'll get this one over here. Nice and sizzly. Again, you want to hear that sizzle, especially when you're frying something in oil. Nice and sizzly. And let's get this one in. Let's spread the oil out in this one a little bit. Okay, perfect. So these are going to take about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. Probably more along the 5-minute mark, but 4 or 5 minutes on each side. And I will bring you back when I need to flip them. Okay guys, it's time to flip. Perfect. You really want them golden brown. And these were, I would say, these were on this side for about 4 minutes. Didn't take long at all because we had our pans nice and preheated. And they're nice and golden brown. Okay. While they're nice and hot and they just flipped, I'm going to hit them with a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to hit them with some Parmesan cheese after they cook a little bit longer on this side. So when we get to that step, I will be right back. Okay guys, we're gonna hit our chicken Milanese with some Parmesan cheese, some grated Parmesan cheese, just because I like that, that toasty Parmesan-y flavor. Really, really like. Okay. That's good. All right. It'll take maybe 2 more minutes. This will take maybe 2 more minutes on this side, on that side, and I'll get the tomatoes out and we'll plate this up. And I'll be right back. Okay, let's grab our blistered cherry tomatoes. And I tossed these halfway through and they look amazing. And we're just going to hit them with some chopped basil. Give those a little stir. And these are good to go on the chicken. I will plate it and then photograph it for you.